All right, y'all. I decided to go back to the movies, back to the theaters, because I wanted to see. Now, I bought my ticket for this movie a while ago, weeks, if not months ago, like whenever they first went on sale. And I mean, that's me. Like, as soon as tickets go on sale, I'm gonna cop my tickets because I want to get the seat that I want to I want to sit in. There's a certain place in the theater where I like to sit. If we ever go out on a date to the movies, sorry, we're going to sit in the very last row, dead center. That's how I roll. I got my ticket a while ago, but with everything that I'm tired of talking about and referencing, I got a little shaky. I was just like, damn, do I really want to go to the theater? And this is why I ended up missing like Jungle Cruise and Free Guy and Candyman and the Suicide Squad, like in theaters. I saw the Suicide Squad here because I was just shook. I was just like, I don't want to go back and take that risk. I thought about it and I thought about it, and I was just like, you know what? No. I've got to see Shang-Chi in theaters. I have seen every Marvel movie in theaters except for Captain America, the first Avenger. What can I say? I was never a big Cap fan, so I mean, the movie, I was just like, do I really need to see this in theaters? But with that exception, I've seen every MCU film in theaters, and I didn't want to break the streak with Shang-Chi. So I steeled myself and went back to the theater. And I was pretty excited. I had like a free popcorn coming to me because my birthday is coming up. So AMC, shout out to AMC Theaters for hooking up the free popcorn. They were also offering me a free beverage, but I don't drink soda and stuff. Anyway, I wanted like a real drink. I wanted like alcohol. So I got an alcoholic beverage, which wasn't free. But whatever. Got my refreshments, headed to the theater, and I was pleasantly surprised that the theater was empty. It's like I was gonna enjoy this movie in peace. And look now, don't give me no shit. Shang-Chi is on track to gross between 75 and 85 million dollars this weekend in a pandemic. So it's just like, it'll be fine. They're doing fine. Marvel is fine. The movie is fine. So y'all gonna let me have this empty theater, enjoy it. All right, so I know y'all don't care. Y'all are just like, all right, Jay, what did you think about the movie? I enjoyed it a great deal. I really thought that it was a great addition to the MCU, an amazing origin story, like the way they introduced the character and his world into the larger MCU, I thought was done perfectly. The action scenes, like the fighting, just fantastic. And it's a good looking film too, especially like some of the early scenes. It put me in the mind of like this is what, say, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon would have looked like had it been produced under the Marvel banner. The film's just really gorgeous. As I started to say earlier, like the fight scenes, the martial arts, just fantastic. It's like some of the best action, probably is the best action that's ever been in a Marvel film. The entire like bus fight, oh my god. That shit is, yeah. I also like the humor. A lot of people don't like the humor in Marvel movies and they think, oh, it's too much, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I dig the humor. And I thought that Shang-Chi had the right amount of humor. And not just like side characters or whatever. Like Shang-Chi, himself, is pretty funny guy. He's not a quippy Tony Stark-esque character. He's relatable. He's down to earth. And he's got his charms. Shout out to Simu Liu. I hope I pronounced that right. As Shang-Chi. He's just a badass. He did like a lot of the stunts, a lot of the fighting himself. From what I read, he's just a very very likable, very personable character. Heartthrob there, right? Aquafina. I know we're all supposed to hate Aquafina, and I do have my issues with her. I do. But she was good in the movie. What you want me to say? I'm not gonna lie to you and just be like, because I don't like Aquafina, she sucks. I mean, no, like I said, I got my issues with her, but she does a good job. And I like that, she's able to straddle that line between comic relief. I don't really want to call her comic relief sidekick. She provides a lot of comic relief, but when it comes time to be serious and play out the dramatic parts of the role, like, she does well. I don't know what you want me to say. So, I mean, Aquafina, yeah. But I think, on the acting front, the highlight is Tony Leung. He plays Wenwu. They don't call him the Mandarin in this film, but he kind of alludes to the fact that he has gone by many different names. But he's the villain in this film. But what I love is that he brings like a depth to his character. Like, there's an emotional underpinning to what he wants to do, what he wants to accomplish, and it's really just like it's different from the motivations of previous Marvel villains. When you understand like what he wants to do and what's happening, it's just like, wow, like, this is where he's coming from. And he really does a fantastic job. And I really want to see how the conflict between Wenwu and Shang-Chi will play out, because his father and son are they really going to engage in a battle to the death? I was really invested in their relationship, in their conflict. The actors, they really came through. And I just think spectacular. Just, the performances were spectacular. The story, everything was, yeah. I know, I'm a Marvel head, and maybe I'm biased, but I'm not. Check Rotten Tomatoes, check audience polls and comments and stuff. People are digging this. Like, it's really a good film. And as I said, I think a lot of that has to do with just like the emotional thrust of the story. And I think it's really interesting timing its release, because it debuted the same week as the Doctor Strange episode of What If. And there are some like thematic parallels between Shang-Chi and the What If episode. And I also like the connections to some of the other MCU properties. It's not a spoiler if you've seen the preview. Wong is fighting the Abomination, and how that plays out, I think is really cool. And it's just other elements. So yeah. I enjoyed Shang-Chi. I think that it is a worthy addition to the MCU, and I'm excited to see where they take this character and where they take the story, like where this goes from here. I also feel good about just returning to the theater. This was a good theater experience. Like, this was the best possible experience that I could have had. And so I think that perhaps I will go back and catch some of those movies that I've missed. Maybe I will see like Candyman or Free Guy or Jungle Cruise in the theater. But as I said, this was a great experience. It's kind of instilled in me a little more confidence. I know I've got some friends who are still wary about doing inside stuff, and I kind of am too, but the movies, I think I'm good. I think I'm good with the movies. So I may be going back to the movies more often. We'll see. So those are my thoughts on Shang-Chi and going back to the movies and all that good stuff. So you should go. If you feel comfortable, you should go. Let me know what you think of the movie.